There's a lot of amazing parents. There's a lot of amazing people that can be like, hey,
let's play game!
Hello and welcome back to Tonto Tries, a small segment where I'm given 20 minutes and a prompt from CraftyAndy to try and improve my art. Or recently it seems, broaden my horizons anyway. So, let's see what my prompt is today.
Hey Tonto, this is CraftyAndy. It's time to draw. This is your assignment. Draw me the retail experience. No references, go!
Oh, Jesus. So I need to draw the retail experience. Oh, man, this is going to be depressing. So let's put that prompt up on the bottom. Retail experience, no references. Hey Siri, set me a timer for 20 minutes.
Okay, your timer is set for 20 minutes.
There we go. So when it comes to the glories of the retail experience, things are pretty crap. So you got me right here, and just a real dejected pose right now. I am a sad penguin when dealing with these people because, my God, let me tell you about the retail experience. Over here, you have the bob cut. Everyone who's worked in retail knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's that one haircut that when you see walk in the door, doesn't matter if it's on a woman or a man, it's just non-stop, blah, blah. I didn't listen. Get your manager.
Did that waitress listen to a word I said? This steak is medium rare. I asked for it medium, and I wanted extra gravy on my mashed potatoes. Let me ask you something. How hard is your job?
And that's just a floating head just kind of like zooming on this way. Just yelling at you. And of course, the bob cuts, well, the bob cuts over here. You've got like this little kid impy demon thing with little hands. And for some reason, they have like a little car or something. We got a couple of wheels that they're just kind of wiggling everywhere. And they're invariably just kind of like throwing it at you. Or something like that. So that's getting on your way. Meanwhile, your display cases, which are over here, which you're trying to keep nice and clean, never stays nice and clean. You know why? Because even though things are clearly behind glass, people like to get their hands and just put like fingerprints all over that little bastard and just kind of like put their hand out and like touch it, because we got a little Mr. Krabs over here is obviously just stoned out of his mind and is just looking at everything and touching the case and just leaving streaks all over the goddamn glass. Kids are over here. She's wanted to talk. He or she's talking to talk to your manager, Mr. Pageboy, Prince Charming, Ms. Bitch. However you want to take it, you know that customer. They're yelling at you, and you are really trying, but all you can think about while working in retail is how much you just wanted to be like, here, have this. And the other person is like, oh, thank you. I'm so happy to get this. And you're trying to fulfill their day. But that never happens. Oh, yeah. You got to have, like, the name tag that says that your name is, like, Bob. Bob the sad penguin retail person. And you just want to make them happy. But they don't understand that because they don't listen to a goddamn thing. Because the instructions, you know, the piece of paper that says instructions is now just on fucking fire because lol, no read me. is all they saw. And so that's on fire in the background because they didn't listen to you. It's a soul-killing experience, and all you can see is just like out of your ear is just your soul just leaving out your ear, as over in this ear is just all the anger and malice and negativity in the world just entering your body when your soul is leaving. And you wanted to be a happy person, you really did, but retail is just a soul-killing, murderous experience. And it doesn't matter what retail you are. You're flipping burgers, it doesn't matter. You know what that burger is filled with? You see, you got yourself like this nice, delicious burger here, nice little sesame seed bun. You know what's in that burger? Sadness. Sadness and despair. What I'm pretty much trying to say here is that the retail experience, retail itself, the theoretical job, isn't a bad thing. You know, retail expectation over here is that things will be happy to serve, helping people, being social. Reality is that it's soul-killing, and you meet the lowest common denominator of people. Now, that's not to say you don't meet good people. It's 100% true. You meet some amazing people, people that totally understand, and you try and hold on to those moments because that's what you think it was supposed to be like. And most of the time, I really hope you run into the good people. But more often than not, the deluge of absolute, willfully ignorant, stupid people that walk into your door just drain every ounce of happiness out of you because they feel so entitled.
What do you mean there's no ice? You mean I gotta drink this coffee hot?
So how much is this thing anyway?
Do you sell hubcaps for 72 Pinto hatchback?
I am more than happy to help if something goes wrong. I really am. But if you come in acting like a giant rude person, like I'm trying to personally damage your life, well, I'm still going to do my best. But in my head, I'm like, nope, goodbye. Screw you. Get your hands off my goddamn cases. Keep a leash on your kids. Take back your sadness burger. Read these instructions, please. Not hard. Just read the goddamn instructions. Oh. I just want to be happy. I don't want to turn that, I don't want to have a frown. I want it to be happy. I want to have joy in my life. I don't want to be a sad penguin. I want to be a happy penguin. But that's not going to happen. Not in retail. Now, I'm in kind of a unique kind of boat. I work at a vapor shop right now. And even though I do meet the lowest common denominator, I do have solace in the fact that at the end of the day, even if I deal with terrible people, in my mind, I'm trying to help people get off of cigarettes. I have some kind of cause, some kind of thing that kind of lets me going. And I just try to keep that in my mind because I want to be, in my mind, I'm just trying to help people. That's all I'm trying to do. And a lot of people get that. A lot of people, they're in the same boat. They're all there because they want to do the same thing. They don't want to smoke anymore. So we got some common ground. But man, let me tell you, get some other people that just really, really suck it out of you. And you got the gray going out and the purple going in. You wanted to be happy, and it's just all gone. Mr. Krabs, you're going to be red. And the finger scratches that you're leaving are going to be that weird, yellow color. Oh, and don't even get me wrong. We don't have public bathrooms. And we don't have public bathrooms for a reason. You know why? Because people... Here, let me show you. Let me show you why we don't have bathrooms. Back to layer 1. Back to gosh damn layer 1. Here's a toilet, right? Little thing right here, right? And it's, toilets are easy. Pee goes into the bowl. Sploosh. Everybody happy. Nice. Simple, easy. But no. That is not how things go. Not at all. You know what happens? So again, over on the reality side, you got a toilet bowl. You got the little thing right here. You got the little connector bit. and the pee don't go in the toilet. No. Pee goes everywhere else. Just in puddles over here. You got people that somehow poop outside of the toilet and will leave you little presents everywhere. And just, it runs down and dribbles down off of everything and like runs everywhere and just pisses all over your experience. And it's an absolutely miserable thing. So if you work in retail and you have the ability to, no public toilets. Trust me, you will save yourself so much hassle. And it sucks because people talk about how retail is an easy job. Well, yes, on a physical level, retail is easy. On a physical level, retail is cake. But the emotional toll that it takes on you, oh my gosh. And trying to have to be upbeat with everyone that walks in, even if you feel like shit. You know, it's like living on one of the coasts. You know, it's always beautiful weather. You know, you could be in a bad mood, but it's got to be beautiful weather. You can be in a great mood, it's going to be beautiful weather. You could want to kill somebody, it's going to be beautiful weather. It's always got to be beautiful weather inside the store because you got to have that first experience for everybody. And if you don't, then sales will be negatively affected. And I know if you're a drone or whatever, you don't necessarily care about sales, but if you're actually trying to help people, it can be daunting to try and get that experience to come across. To try and be like, hey, I want this right here. I'm drawing in P yellow. I'm sorry about that. But you want people to be happy. You want to be happy. You want to give them what they want and be like, you're good to go. That's all you want. I want to help people. I want them to be happy. We're all in this world together. But people don't see past the end of their nose. Like this woman's site, it's like, oh man, where can I see? Oh, I don't know. Let's just hit this fucking brick wall right in front. She doesn't see anything past the end of the nose. He doesn't see Prince Charming or Miss Bitch, either or. Neither of them see past the end of their nose, and they get pissy. And I think if people in general were just to kind of take a step back, and this applies to more than just retail, but if you were to just take a step back when you're dealing with anybody else and go, man, what's it like on the other side? Empathize just a little bit. I think it would really help. Instead of just this cycle of sadness and despair and frustration, and you can't really leave that shit at the door. I mean, you try your best, we all do, but it carries over into your personal life, and you don't want to bring that home to your kids. You don't want to, even though I called him a little snot-nosed little bastard over here, that's because of poor parenting. Again, leading this poor parenting right here, leading from the lowest common denominator. There's a lot of amazing parents. There's a lot of amazing people that can be like, hey,
Let's play game!
we have a child together, and this little child will be raised well. And that's a good thing. That is a great thing to have.
We're packing your stuff! Stop it!
And I know they'll exist, and that's what you need to do. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to do that when the soul-killing experience right here and the negativity coming, the soul leaves your body, the negativity enters your head. And what happens when that negativity, when you're negative right here, it's going to affect your spouse, it's going to affect your kid, it's going to affect your life. And this kid right here probably has the problem of, just frustration and anger. And yeah, the world's a terrible place. I get that. You got to make their best. And I'm not saying that you got to be, people have to be like, oh, you got to think about everyone else. Don't be, you got to be sensitive. I'm not saying you have to personally be sensitive. But you've got to be sensitive to other people's perspectives, other people's days. Every single person you meet out there has had an entire life behind them. Think about every single experience that has made you, you. And realize that every other person that you will ever deal with has had that exact same experience. Everybody. And everyone's got a unique point of view. And even Prince Charming Miss Bitch has something that's gone on that has made them that way. Whether it was something that happened when they were growing up, when they were a kid, maybe things went down the wrong way.
Oh my god. Stop!
Maybe they weren't raised to have proper empathy. Maybe they just lacked the capacity. And I try to understand that from certain people. And a lot of times, when people act like this, it's not because they're really trying to be mean. It's because they're frustrated. And when you're frustrated, you know, you do things and say things that you don't necessarily mean to do. I've had a lot of people that have eventually come back and been like, I'm sorry, I was frustrated, and they manned up. And that really makes you feel good because you realize that the person over here is a real person. And they acknowledge that you're a real person. You know, you're not just sad penguin, you're Bob. And they need to trust you. And they need to act like, you know, hey, this person is a human being also. People don't need special consideration, really. They just need to treat each other like human beings. And that applies to every aspect of life. But in retail, it kind of comes up a lot more because you're dealing with everybody. The good and the bad.
Why didn't you just find it online and have it delivered to your house? Or were you just looking for an excuse to wear them ugly-ass clothes?
I'm sorry for the rant. This picture's probably terrible, but it is, in all honesty, the retail experience. I don't really have much else to add to this. Treat people like you'd want to be treated. Think about what their lives are like for just a second, or even just think about for the fact that they actually do have a life. And don't let the frustrations of your day leak out into other people because they don't deserve it. They really don't. All right, this is Tonto from Tonto Tries. I know this prompt wasn't really so much of a picture, but I hope it gets something across. And I'm not ashamed of anything that I just said. I hope you have a good day.